Why not? Let's talk movies. Revenge of the Sith, 100%. It brings everything full circle. We see the climax of the Clone Wars, the rise of the Empire, although you could make the argument the Empire technically started at the end of Attack of the Clones. Chancellor Sheev had his emergency powers and he had his army. He just had to get rid of the Jedi. Not to mention we see Anakin's fall to the dark side. And if you've watched the Clone Wars, the full TV series from season 1 to 7, and then watch Revenge of the Sith, it makes his story even more tragic. Not to mention we saw the death of my favourite character ever, R.I.P. Count Dooku. But even before I'd seen the Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith was my favourite. I still remember when I was 10 years old when I first went to see it in the cinema. I remember being so excited and so hyped, especially with the opening sequence, the battle over Coruscant. And I also remember how I felt as I left the cinema. Very, very upset. Revenge of the Sith was a roller coaster. We see a completely different side to Anakin. He's not so much an arrogant teenager anymore, he's more of a battle-scarred war hero. His relationship with Obi-Wan is better than it has ever been. We see him get revenge against the man who cut off his arm in the previous movie, who they previously set up to be practically unbeatable. He went up against Anakin, Obi-Wan and Yoda and managed to live to tell the tale, and Anakin bested him. We then find out Anakin's gonna be a father? Sorry, I had to do a reference to how it should have ended. We see that the Clone Wars are coming to an end. The war's almost over. We all knew how it was going to end, but we didn't want it to end that way. There was a tiny bit of us that hoped things would just go different, and if you changed the tiniest little thing, it could have gone differently. But towards the end, best friends are turned enemies, the Republic becomes the Empire, democracy and liberty dies with thunderous applause. Order 66 is executed and almost all the Jedi are completely annihilated in the space of a few minutes. And it's a classic tale of when you try to prevent the future from happening, you end up causing it. Which is exactly what happened to Anakin with Padme. He tried so hard to prevent his visions of her dying in childbirth from happening that he ended up causing it. It's one hell of an emotional rollercoaster of a movie, Revenge of the Sith. And I still believe it is a very underrated movie. So there you go. My favourite Star Wars movie, Revenge of the Sith. And one last thing. Fellow Star Wars fans, remember when I said earlier on about how if we changed the tiniest thing, everything could have gone differently? Does anyone else agree with me that we need a Star Wars What If series like the one with the MCU? What if Anakin spared Count Dooku's life? What if he was granted the rank of Master? What if Anakin waited in the council chambers? What if Anakin didn't try it? What if Qui-Gon Jinn survived? What if the droid attack on the Wookiees didn't happen? What if Luke actually went to Toshi Station to pick up some power converters? What if Anakin actually liked sand? Just for some ideas.